Imagine this for a moment. You wake up one day and realize that most of your pain never came from loving others, but from abandoning yourself while doing it. You gave your time, your energy, your silence, your forgiveness, your emotional labor, hoping that love would complete you, protect you, or finally make you feel enough. Stoic philosophy warns us about this trap centuries ago, yet modern relationships keep falling into it again and again. The Stoics never taught us to be cold or emotionless. They taught us to be unbreakable. They understood that the strongest form of self-care is not indulgence, but self-respect. Loving yourself in Stoicism is not about affirmations in the mirror. It is about discipline in your soul. It begins the moment you accept one brutal truth. Some things are within your control, and most things are not. You cannot control how someone feels about you, how long they stay, how loyal they are, or whether they choose to understand your heart. But you can control your values, your reactions, your boundaries, and your self-worth. The moment you stop trying to control people, you regain control over yourself, and that is the first step toward becoming unstoppable. Stoics train themselves to sit comfortably in solitude, not because they hated people, but because they refused to need them. Loneliness, they believed, was not a punishment, it was a proving ground. If you cannot sit with yourself in silence, how can you expect another person to carry the weight of your emptiness? True self-love is realizing that your worth does not rise or fall based on who chooses you. You are not valuable because someone loves you. You are valuable because of who you are becoming when no one is watching. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man's value lies not in what he is given, but in what he cultivates within. In relationships, this means refusing to make your identity dependent on another person's presence. Emotional dependency feels like love, but it is fear wearing a mask. Stoicism teaches emotional independence, not emotional isolation. You can love deeply without attaching your survival to another human being. When love becomes possession, fear enters. When fear enters, peace leaves. This is why Stoics remind us daily that everything is temporary, not to make us pessimistic, but to make us grateful without being desperate. When you understand that people are not owned, you stop suffocating them with expectations. You stop demanding that they heal your wounds, validate your existence, or rescue you from your own insecurities. Instead, you turn inward. You begin the hard work of understanding your emotions rather than being ruled by them. Stoicism does not suppress emotion, it masters it. Anger, jealousy, attachment, anxiety, these emotions are signals, not commands. The untrained mind reacts, the Stoic mind responds. In relationships, one uncontrolled reaction can destroy years of connection. The Stoic pause, that moment of silence before response, is one of the most powerful acts of self-care you can practice. And every night, the Stoics practiced ruthless honesty with themselves. Not self-hatred, but self-reflection. Where did I betray my values today? Where did I abandon my boundaries to be accepted? Where did I stay silent to keep the peace while losing myself? This nightly audit is how self-love becomes disciplined rather than emotional. Boundaries, the Stoics taught, are not walls to shut others out. They are lines that teach people how to treat you. A person who says yes to everything eventually says no to themselves. Loving yourself means being willing to disappoint others to remain loyal to your soul. Love without boundaries becomes self-destruction. And perhaps the hardest Stoic lesson of all is this: suffering is not your enemy, it is your instructor. Every heartbreak reveals where you overgave, overtrusted, or ignored your inner voice. Pain exposes truth. Those who refuse to learn from it repeat the same cycles with different faces. Self-care in Stoicism is choosing growth over comfort. It is knowing when to walk away not because you stopped loving, but because you started respecting yourself. Silence becomes your strength. You stop explaining your worth. You stop begging for understanding. You realize that not every battle requires your voice. A calm mind intimidates chaos. You begin to give yourself time without guilt, time to rest, to think, to rebuild. because an empty soul cannot pour into others. Expectations shrink, peace expands. You love without demanding, care without clinging, and stay without losing yourself. And finally, you arrive at the ultimate Stoic realization. You are already complete. No relationship will save you. No person will finish you. No external validation will give you permanent peace. And that is not depressing, it is liberating. When you know you are whole, relationships stop being a necessity and become a choice. You love because you want to, not because you are afraid to be alone. This is what it means to love yourself the Stoic way. Calm, grounded, disciplined, and unshakable. When you master yourself, relationships no longer break you, they refine you. And that is how you become unstoppable.